All right, Max, taking a look at your snatch today. First off, I love the enthusiasm. I wish I could have more of my lifters not get so far in their head and just enjoy the moment when they have a big accomplishment. So, first, huge accomplishment, great enthusiasm. Some things I saw with the lift. A lot of good things. I want to start there. A lot of good things. I have a little list of things I thought were pretty positive. With one thing maybe that kind of goes with it that might need a little bit of work, and then just some examples, and we'll kind of work through this. So the first part that I want to mention that I really like is the setup. So if we take a look at right before you pull the bar off the ground, the knees are right in front of the elbows. So I'll make it a little bit bigger here, right? I really like that. It looks like your eyes are forward and your chest is up, and this is actually a really solid setup position. Now, the only issue I see is once the plates break the floor, right, which I'll get a little bit further here, the hips tend to shoot up super early, like almost entirely, shooting your hips up really, really early. So this is a tough thing to fix, but I want to give you an example. So what I have here is a pretty experienced lifter, Dmitry Klokov.
Bounty versus the old family dish towel.
He is basically someone who
your hands cleaner
does a great job of keeping his chest up when he's coming off the ground,
for better hand hygiene.
And is someone who does a really good job of making sure his lats are in control. So we're going to skip to minute 2 here. We're just going to see him do a couple pauses. Right, and right here, you can see it's not quite at the side. He's still keeping his shoulders over the bar, but he's doing a pretty good job of not letting his chest go super far down and kind of having his hips straight up. So if we watch it in full here, and it is a pause snatch, so we'll give it a second here. Chest comes up, pauses for a moment. That's what he's doing here. That looks really good. So keeping the chest up, I'd say, is going to be our first priority. All right. Again, good setup, right? But the hips do rise a little early, and how we're going to fix that is just kind of keeping our chest up a little bit more and being a little bit more patient off the ground. Next, I wanted to go over your overhead position being something that I think is going to be really helpful moving forward. Right, and just going to pull your video back up here. Your overhead position is a really, really solid position. All right, and we can do a lot with this, right? And I know that with that position, a lot of people do struggle here. That can be a huge help. But one thing we do notice that is the last thing I'm going to mention for today is when you do contact the bar, you tend to put your hips straight forward into the bar. And what this has caused you to do is jump forward a little bit. So if you take a look at your feet, they jump forward just slightly. And that could cause in future lifts for you to miss the bar. So what we're going to do to fix that is we're going to do a few banded snatch grip banded Romanian deadlifts, and this should help kind of give you that feedback you need in your lats to kind of ensure that you're pulling the bar to you and you're not prematurely bringing your hips to the bar. So that's going to be the analysis I have for today. That's quite a bit. All right, and just to recap a little bit, the setup was great, but the hips do rise a little early. How we're going to fix that is we're going to think about our chest being up and be a little bit more patient off the ground when the bar does come up off the ground. And the other is you have a great overhead position, but jumping forward was a little bit of an issue. And we're going to do some snatch grip banded deadlifts to help that. So overall, great lift. I think you have way more in the tank, and we're going to keep working at that.